Right. Okay. So today, just I want to continue the process. Yesterday we have seen TIG welding process, especially gas tungsten arc welding process that is mostly used for robotic welding. So in continuation with that, okay, I will continue the two important process I would like to consider today: the MIG welding or gas metal arc welding. So most of the robotic welding system, you can see this. Then another, the latest advanced process, that is solid state process, that is called friction stir welding. So robotic friction stir welding. So in that aspects, so I'll be just covering the various process features, process variables, process, how it affects the quality, all those things, because without that we cannot produce a good weld. So basic concept about these processes are essential. So I will be touching upon that. Then I will touch upon how to write just a programming, especially a linear, circular, weld on arc. Okay, that will be just I will be covering it if possible, based on the time. Okay, I will try to give a brief introduction about that also, right? So you should feel like the really, if really is it conducted in I mean offline, so you'll be taken to the robotic welding center, actually that center. So there you can easily see the demonstration. Even you can have a hands-on experience to move the robo, that is called jogging. You can do yourself definitely. So because of this problem, okay, online. So I'll be just giving you how you can program. Okay, right. These are the today's this lecture agenda of this lecture. Okay, so I'll be sharing you my presentation, especially this processes and this. Okay, I'll just start sharing my. So please, somebody is there. Okay, so he is on the. Okay, right.
Hello.
Okay. Yes, please. If the screen is visible. Yes, please. My slides are visible.
Sir, visible, sir, visible.
Right.
Yeah.
Audio is not breaking.
No, sir, no, sir. It is okay. Fine now.
Good. Right.
Yes.
Okay. Let us see the first process, gas metal arc welding process or MIG welding process. So here, generally we use shielding gas. That's why these are called gas shielded process, especially comes under arc welding process. So in this gas shielding, so we generally use, sorry, generally use I mean inert gases. Okay, but that's why the term metal inert gas welding, another terminology used in mostly in UK. So metal inert gas welding, mostly we use inert gas, but due to improve some bead appearance and bead shape, so sometimes we add other gases also, CO2, okay, nitrogen, oxygen gases. So that's why this is American people want to call this process as gas metal arc welding, not only inert gas. So we are using shielding gases also, other active gas also. That's why they given the name gas metal arc welding as per American Welding Society, right? So this is the difference. India we call both GMAW as well as MIG welding, both the same process. Okay. So the basic principle is arc is created between the wire electrode, solid wire electrode and the job, and the due to the arc heat, wire melts and job also melts. Wire will be deposited. Okay, and this molten pool is protected from atmospheric oxidation by trimixer. Okay, so these three gases also used. So depends upon the requirement. We'll see the effect of gases, shielding gas on quality. That is very vital. I will be just slightly dealing more on that also. Okay, so this mostly technical. Please, other branch faculty members, please bear with us. This is very essential for robotic welding. That's why I'm just going in slightly depth. Most of the robotic welding, mostly what we have learned, we have seen, okay, mostly MIG welding process. Okay, that's why I'm teaching slightly more. So half an hour I may share more than half an hour I will be spending for this, right? So this active gases also that we have used. Suppose if CO2 is an active gas, if fully CO2 is used, the process is called MAG welding, metal active gas welding, only CO2. Okay,
Sir,
100%.
Murugan sir, sir,
Yes?
1 second.
Yes.
Sorry for the interruption, sir. Sir, அதுல ஒரு ஹைட்னு ஒரு ஐகான் இருக்குல்ல சார், அத ஹைட் கொடுத்துருங்க சார்.
தள்ளி வச்சிருக்கீங்களா?
இல்ல ஹைட்னு கொடுத்துட்டீங்கன்னா ஓகே சார், ஃபைன்.
Hide. Okay.
அந்த ஸ்டாப் ஷேரிங்
And
பக்கத்துல
how to
ஹைட்னு
cancel
ஒரு
it?
ஐகான். Sir,
I'm just moving it. Right. Okay, right.
you just click hide sir, அது ஓகே,
It
ஃபைன்.
is not working.
ஹைட் கிளிக் பண்ணிருங்க சார்.
Right. Right. It is now. It is.
Now
hidden,
it's
right?
okay sir.
Okay.
Yes sir, thank you.
So
Thank
MAG
you.
welding means CO2 gas when we use. So we have, okay, okay, different, I mean, these gases. So we will see the effect of these gases later. So in general, this is the process. So wire, generally diameter of wires ranges from 0.8 to 1.6. We won't use more than 1.6 mm diameter. 0.8 mm, 1 mm, 1.2, 1.6 mm wire diameter, solid wire diameter. The specification is ER 70S6, like that. So as per American Welding Society, this process wires will be big wire welding wires are specified like that. Okay, ER is electrode rod, and 70 means 70,000 psi is the minimum weld metal strength. So yes, S is solid rod and 6 is for the chemical other properties, mechanical properties. Okay, you can refer that. 3MA welding. So the wire is melted and it will be deposited. Arc is created between the wire and the electrode. You can see melt pool, and it is protected by the gas coming through the nozzle. There is a contact tube inside. So this is the nozzle. Okay. So through the nozzle, the gas comes and the inert gas comes and mixer of gas comes and protected. Okay. Here no slag, no flux, no slag. Okay. So that's why you can easily getting it. So you can see clearly. Okay. This is highly suitable for robotic welding. Okay. Why? So by this process. So almost all metallic materials you can weld if you are able to have the wire mostly. So some cases even we welded deposited. Okay, we deposited stellite. Okay, cord wire we used. Cord wire, that is a tubular wire inside filled with powders of various only the materials. No flux. If we use flux at the center, it is called flux cord wire. Okay, we can use cord wire. We can, what is advantage, I'll just tell you at the end of it, and when we see what is flux cord wire. Okay, so like that. So we can use different materials, nickel alloys. We have welded, we have deposited, we have welded Inconel 718, Inconel 625. So most of the materials you can have. So but these special alloys not available in India. So mostly we get it from outside, imported. Okay, so that's why it's slightly costlier, those alloys. Very economical process. So you can have a higher speed, higher deposition rate than SMAW or MMAW, manual metal arc welding or shielded metal arc welding. That is called stick electrode welding. Okay, so you can do continuous welding. That is the advantage. All position you can do, horizontal, vertical, up, down, overhead position. That is possible. Okay, so but this positional welding also depends on the metal transfer, type of transfer. Okay, that we will see later what is this. Okay, and minimal post weld cleaning. Okay, that is no slag, nothing, just you can wire brush it. There will be a slight thin layer of maybe there. Okay, that is not a slag. Okay, there will be copper coating and other things. So there will be slight thin layer. That is it's not a slag. Okay, required less operator skill if it is manually done. Okay, that is mostly we do it as a semi-automatic process and robotic processes. Okay, so here there is a mechanism to maintain the arc. even you do robotic welding or mechanized welding or automatic welding. So there is a provision that is provided in the power source. How we have seen constant current power source in stick electrode or TIG welding, here we have a constant potential power source to maintain the arc length. So dynamic the static characteristic is called constant potential power source. Okay. So I think some of you might know about the characteristics of power source. So we will see that is called self-regulation. I will explain that in a few slides back. Okay. So this way you can easily control the arc length, and there are a lot of latest advancements. So constant arc length control. Okay, that is there by power sources. You can have various control sensors, and you can easily control latest power sources. You can control this constant arc length also. So in the dynamic conditions you can control. So these advantages really makes this process well suited to the automatic welding, especially robotic welding. Okay. So what are the difficulties? Suppose if the robotic welding is done in open air, open space, and the air currents are there. Suppose air is blowing, so if the speed is more, then it pushes away the effective shielding. So you have to have a shield around the welding, then you can weld, then you get a good quality. Okay. So most of the robotic welding in-house, and you can see fan is not on the industrial fan or anything on the weld zone, focusing on the weld zone. So that is the one problem, is effective shielding should be protected. Okay, this will be provided properly. So narrow space due to gun size. Now also there are different gun size is more, then difficult to reach that particular location. Okay, so now they can have a different nozzles, smaller nozzles also you can reach. Okay, if it is a laser beam welding, we can focus from above. But here in the MIG welding, the gun size, okay, it should be able to reach nearer. So the distance between the nozzle to plate, the job position will be, so 10 to 15 mm we generally maintain for short circuit, and more for other circuit transfer. We'll see what is the transfers. So higher deposition rate we used to keep 25 mm. So you can easily weld it from there. So if you see, when they increase the distance from nozzle to the plate distance, so you have to have an increased shielding gas flow. Please note to protect it. So lack of shielding and irregular wire feeding. Initially, very difficult to feed a 0.8 mm diameter wire. Okay, so that will become coiling instead of building. Okay, so now they have two rollers arrangements, pushing and pulling roller. We'll see that wire feeder unit. Okay, in this case, unstable arc and burn bulk. Okay, that may be sometime the wire will be fusing to the contact tube. Okay, and even weld discontinuities. If you don't properly maintain the wire, okay, or the plate surface, then okay, then there will be the flow rate is not proper, then you get a porosity. Okay, so porosity is gas entrapment inside the weld metal. Please note. Okay, that way, that is reducing the strength of the material. Okay, based on the size. Okay, incomplete penetration. So penetration is not full thickness. That is incomplete penetration. Excessive melt through. So instead of joining, you get a hole, melt through. Okay, undercutting. So ends are end of the weld bead. If you see, there will be a groove. It will not be filled because very high speed, very high current. You have to set. Suppose if it is not properly set, these are the problem. Undercutting or cracks will be formed. Okay, solidification cracks may form. Okay, can occur during welding. So these are the difficulties. So that's why the quality of the weld depends upon the process. Process must be thoroughly controlled. Okay, then only you get, even in robotic welding, so you get good quality. Okay, these process parameters, we'll see how it will be selected automatically also, right? So in general, conventional basic welding equipment, you have a power source, GMF power source. For robotic welding, it should be digital advanced power source. We have known as I400 power source, Kempi power source. So various latest power source. So that you can easily connect to the robo controller, and you can control through the controller. That is possible. And conventional thing, Okay, rectifier, your inverter, if that is provision is there, then only you can control. Okay, you should, when you buy it, you should select proper process and the power source. Okay, so there will be a wire feeder that will be, okay, set in the, there will be wire feed rate, what is meter per minute. The wire feed rate is correspondingly proportional to the current. Higher the wire feed, higher the current. Okay, like that it will be. Older machines you can set only wire feed rate. Present machine you can set exactly current. Okay, this much current, 200 amps by 150 amps, like that. Okay, there will be a gas regulator. Gas will be connected to the wire feeder, and when the gun is on, when you press the switch in the gun, end portion is shown, then the first wire feeder, gas flow will start. Okay, then only the current will, the arc will start, because the gas will come and protect the molten, protect it. Then the current arc will start and melt the wire. Please note, these are the sequences by which it will, the power source will, the process will work. Okay, sequence of that. Okay, this is the robotic MIG welding setup. Okay, you have a robot controller, power source is connected to robot controller, and power source is connected to the, there will be wire feeder is mounted on the robot. Okay, so from that, sometimes this external connection here, okay, sometimes it may be very close to that, it will come very close to that, so that interaction with other jobs will be avoided. Okay, so that way the end effector, so in that you have the gun will be fixed to that end effector. Okay, so this way you can move the arc motion. Arc will be moved. Motion to the arc is provided by this setup. Okay, the end effector will move, especially robo here. So the payload is very important for this. Okay, 15 kg payload is very common for robotic welding. Okay, the payload, the weight of it, mostly 7 and 8 kg may be the gun, and you have, so if it is water cooled gun or air cooled gun, based on that the weight will be different. Okay, so that will be also there. For continuous welding, sometimes we use water cooled. Okay, more than 300 amps, then we can use more than 200 amps, we can use water cooled. So based on the requirement, it will be different. Okay, this is the process. Just I will show you the automation. Just a simple welding automation with this robo, especially robotic MIG welding. You can see this. Here the drive, everything will be there. Okay, so different types of, you can see the job will be. At a time they are welding both sides. That will be, initially they will be checking it where to weld. Okay, then it will be, after that there is arc off condition. You have program and you want to check the program. So in the off is off, arc is off condition. Arc off condition, you can check it whether it is moving it or not properly. Then after checking it, you can do it. Okay, so that is there always. Okay, it will be checking everything. Right? Here I think, let us check it. Okay, it starts welding. Okay, and just reduce, just very few, these videos only 2 minutes, 3 minutes, not more than that, just to show you. Okay, to have an idea about it. Okay, so after checking it, we start welding it. So this is robo, the power source is separate, and we have the jobs will be mounted in the manipulator or the table. Okay, so roller, all these things, right? Okay. This is also another simply just process. System is here they are going to weld it. Okay.
Operator job loading.
Okay, they will be doing all those things, then they will set it and they will start working, right? They will be this manually done it. Okay, not fully automated system. Okay, right? Okay, it will be just mid welding. It will be start welding continuously. After the initially they put the tag weld, then they will be welding it, right? Okay. Right. Okay. So the power source is very important. It is different from power source used for TIG welding and plasma arc welding. So this power source is called continuous, okay, voltage power source. Constant voltage power source, okay, or constant potential power source, or it is called the characteristic is called flat curve. But generally, if you see, it is may not be flat. So, okay, in some research power sources, we can control the slope minus to plus. Okay, if it is plus, it is raising characteristics. If it is minus, drooping characteristics. So zero, it is flat characteristics. I used sorry, research power source M500. It is imported from UK. It was in IIT Delhi. So during my PhD, I used this the power source. Okay. So here, constant power source, you can see very important when the welder, suppose due to some difference in the job is clamped as well as robo is moving, you can have a path. Initially, you can plan the path. Okay, only start point, end point. In between, there may be slightly some undulation up and down, so slightly there. Then that will be taken care by the power source. Okay, the arc length will be maintained by the power source. So that is based on the burn off rate or melt off rate of the wire. So whatever we set wire feed rate, yeah, we assume that it is equal to melt off rate or burn off rate. Whatever wire comes out, okay, it will be burnt off. That is burn off rate. Okay. So that way here you can see in the power source what happens. So this is the characteristics in this case. Okay, current versus burn off rate. This curve will be, I'm sorry, this curve will be steep when the diameter is small. When the diameter is small, it will be become flattened. Okay, it will be reducing. What does it mean? So when the curve is sharp and the slope is more, okay, so that means quickly it will burn off. Burn off rate will change very quickly with respectively used, okay, for controlling this self-regulation. Please note here. So suppose initially he is welding with suppose the height is L1 arc characteristics. If you superimpose arc characteristics, this is the power source. I told no flat characteristics. Okay, this is the power source characteristics, or constant potential power source, or constant voltage power source characteristics. When you superimpose the arc length with this characteristics, arc length L1 may be shorter arc length, L2 is the longer arc length. Okay, the distance from the end of the arc to the end of the wire to the base metal higher means voltage will be higher. Higher the arc length, higher the voltage, higher the. So this way it will increase. The voltage will increase. So here, suppose the welder is will be this much.
Sir, Murugan sir. Murugan sir.
Distance. Suppose height.
Sir, Murugan sir. Murugan sir. Sir. Sir, Murugan sir. சார் கேட்கல சார், கேட்கல, கட்டாயி வெளியே வந்துருச்சுங்க சார். ஒரு லாஸ்ட் 2 minutes தெரியலங்க சார். நீங்க பாருங்க, நெட் கனெக்ஷன் பாருங்க சார் உங்களுதுல. ஓகேங்க சார், பார்த்துக்கோங்க. Dear participants, please wait for another 1 minute. Sorry, there are some internet issues. Please hold on in your line. Murugan sir.
Yes, joined.
Okay sir, please.
It has gone.
Okay sir, no problem sir. No problem sir.
Where did I stop? Anyone can just inform me?
So 2 minutes.
Because I
So you go to that
2
slide,
minutes.
sir. I will tell you.
Okay. Your presentation. You are presenting your screen, right?
You have shown some graph, no sir?
Yes, that's why, right. Oh, I gone beyond that. Okay. Suddenly it is, I'm sorry, very sorry, because, okay, you are very good, you have just pointed out me. Okay, there is some misconnection. I think network has stopped, I think. Okay. I'm just connecting it. Okay. Is it visible? I'm audible? Hello?
Sir, your presentation is not visible, sir.
Presentation is not visible. Okay,
Yes, sir.
I will just once again check it. Okay, just yes, but it shows I have stopped
So you
presenting.
just click stop presenting, then again you present, sir.
Okay, right.
Yes, sir.
Visible, right.
Visible. Please put full screen mode, sir.
Okay, screen mode.
Like so. Yeah.
Okay.
Now
Actually,
perfect, sir.
right. Actually, here only I was explaining,
Yes, sir.
self-regulation I was explaining.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. So I think any doubt in self-regulation, because the wire melt off rate will decrease or increase, depends upon whether we are closer to the job or slightly above the job. If it is slightly above, the burn off rate will decrease. Okay, the wire will automatically increase. The length of the wire from the contact tube will automatically increase, so that it will maintain the same arc length. When it is closer to the job, okay, the current will increase automatically, burn off rate will increase, the excess length will be burnt off, and it will come to the original position. So this is called self regulation. This is effective when we have smaller diameter wire. Please note. Okay, because that will be steep. The curve for burn-off rate with respect to current will be very steep for smaller diameter, and it will be going flattened with respect to 1.6 mm diameter, 0.8, 1, 1.2, 1.6. So that's why we use generally MIG welding recommended is smaller wire diameter, and for welding it will increase the deposition rate. For constant current, smaller diameter will have higher deposition rate, and self-regulation is very effective. Please note that is the difference. So that's why we use smaller diameter wire for MIG welding. Okay, that is in the power source. Right. Sometimes we use this in pulsed current. So they developed during maybe 70s or that after that. So they developed this pulsed current, because MIG welding, once the current and voltage you set it, okay, so the heat input will be higher. You want to reduce the heat input, especially spray mode, very high heat input. So you want to reduce the heat input, you can have the pulsed current. So the current will be like this. So this is a square pulse here, you can say, right? So this is called background current. This is called pulse current. Okay, value, how much amplitude. Background current may be 30, 40 or 50, 60. That depends upon the final welding what you require. This may be more than 200, 250, 300 pulse current. The pulse duration, this is very millisecond, microsecond, milliseconds generally. Okay, this period will be base current period. So this is used to maintain the arc. This is used to detach the metal from the wire. Wire has to melt, and metal will be detached from the in the droplet. Okay, droplet detachment for this melting and detachment. Okay, this way this is. There are 4 parameters. This current, base current, peak current, peak duration, base duration. So initially they find it very difficult to set these parameters to get a good weld. That is 1 drop per pulse. Each drop per pulse. Then what is the cycle time? This is the cycle time. 1/T is frequency. So you should have a higher frequency or lower frequency based on that. So you have to find out this so that each pulse, sorry, a drop per pulse get a good beat. So initially they find it very difficult to set this. So that's why that process is not popular. This is called pulsed MIG welding to use pulsed current. So then this manufacturer of the power source, they want to sell it. Okay, they did lot of experiments, the various materials, wire diameter, gas combination, all those things. Then they find out these 4 parameters to get a good weld beat, 1 drop per pulse. Okay, they store those things in the system itself. Okay, in the hard power source itself. Okay, so when you start welding, it will ask you what is the diameter of the wire, what is the wire melting, what is the material thickness, what is the gas you use, all those things. Then it will set automatically. So that process is called synergic MIG welding process. Please note, synergic MIG welding process. So that the pulsed current is used, and these parameters will set automatically. Now they are improved lot in this pulse, different types of pulses, superimposing 2 pulses, dual pulse process. Many things they have done it to improve the process, improve the speed, improve the productivity, okay, improve the penetration, all those things they have done it. So this type of synergic pulse to GMA process, okay, mostly inverters are used, okay, and especially they say transistor controlled power sources, they have developed a lot of things, thyristor control initially. So like that they have done it. These pulses may be 100 to 200, okay, pulse repetition rates. Okay, this will be available nowadays. So about the wire power source. Okay, intelligence power source, you can easily interface with the controller, and you can switch on and off through that, or you can set these current parameters through the controller through programming. So in the arc programming, welding arc programming, there is a program schedule. I will just show you in the programming slide what is that. Okay, you can set voltage, current, all those things. Welding speed you can set in the manipulator, that is a robotic arm. Okay, you can give that. That is automatically appear on the sideways in the program. Okay, like that. So this wire feeder is continuously, from the spool, it will be pulling the wire, and it will be sending through the conduit, and it comes out of the gun. There is a contact tube. So electrical contact will occur only at the contact tube in the gun. Okay, also through the conduit you are getting the gas, and gas will also come out from the nozzle in the welding gun. Okay, so this wire feeder, okay, pulls the electrode. So there are initially they find very difficult, okay, to feed this 0.8 mm. So there are a lot of changes, lot of advanced. Initially they use 2 rollers, now they are using 4 rollers, and also some more rollers near the gun itself, so that will push it or pull it, and this will be pushing it. Wire feeder, there will be roller that will be pushing it, and there it will be pulling it, so that you will get a continuous uniform wire feed rate. Okay, that will affect the current. Okay, that's why it is very important, wire feed rate. Okay, so robotic, the electrode is fed from a spool. The general weight will be 10 kg is available, 15, 18, 20, 25 kgs are available generally. Okay, if it was continuously done by a robo, so even a big drum, okay, of capacity 200 to 475 capacity kg, the wire will be continuously fed through that. Okay, that's the type of facilities are available. Okay, and for rollers also you have U-type or V-type groove also, soft metals. Okay, it will be difficult to roll it, so there will be a groove, so increase the friction. So that is the V groove, otherwise flat rollers. Okay, so here different types of rollers also used, wire feeder unit. Okay, so that way, and all these, okay, the control pre-flow, gas flow, post flow, after welding, how much we have to send in case of titanium, all those things will be controlled in the wire feeder unit. Okay, so externally this robot arm, this gun cable, okay, that is a conduit or cable. So that will be, there are to avoid interference, so there are various arrangements are made. Okay, so this process, super big process, just you have seen the previously, very difficult to do manually the process. So it is only by robotic arms you can do it very fast. Very fast it will be done. So I'm not showing that video. Okay, the gun functions mainly. So the gun, we call it as gun here, and we call it as torch in TIG welding. So gun comes, wire comes out and melts and deposited. Okay, bullet comes means it is gun. Torch means only gas flame comes. Okay, that is the idea. So generally, commonly they use torch and gun difference. Okay, contact tube where the current is, I just explained. So in the nozzle. Okay, the gas also comes through the nozzle. Okay, right. Welding gun. Okay, there will be, so low current and high duty, light duty cycles, 60% duty cycle or 100% duty cycles. So I have seen for MIG welding power sources 500 amps or 350 amps, 400 amps, 450 amps, different things are there. For thin, small thickness, and duty cycle means out of 10 minutes, 6 minutes, 60% duty cycle, 6 minutes the machine will be on. Arcing will be on. That is the meaning of duty cycle. You want to do continuous welding, it is 100% duty cycle. 100% duty cycle, they will be having a lower current rate. So 60% duty cycle is 500, and 100% duty cycle generally will be 400. We won't, sometimes we won't use continuously in a conventional welding, okay? But robotic welding, it may be 100%. So the rating will be less. So because that is based on the insulation to reduce the cost. So this has been designed. Okay, that's why this you should have some idea. Suppose the duty cycle is only 350, and okay, but 60% duty cycle is 450. So you cannot draw from that power source 400 amps continuously more than 6 minutes. Then the windings will melt and it will be spoiled. Please note, you have some idea about these duty cycles about the power source. Very fundamentals, all are practical oriented. I'm just giving the idea. If you're really going to work on that, okay, it will be useful. So if the gun has an emergency stop, something is wrong, it will, you can press the emergency stop and it will stop, the entire thing will be there. Okay, so there will be a automatic cleaning the gun, the nozzle. Okay, the wire can also be trimmed. So separately we have a setup in our own lab. So it will, wire will be trimmed, and the gun will be cleaned by pressurized air. So the robot will move to that station, cleaning station, and it will go and insert the nozzle. so that it will be cleaned automatically. These systems also comes along with the robotic system. So you have to buy that. Okay, this welding gun, there will be 2R, that is twin wire system also available. Lot of things, mainly to increase welding speed, increase deposition rate. Sometimes we can go up to 15 kg per hour. Think of that. Ordinary MIG welding 3, 4, you can go kg per hour. Twin wire, okay, so you can go up to 15 kg per hour. That is the advantage of this 2R. So one arc will be sometimes higher current, one will be lower current. Okay, like that it can be. There are different things. We'll see these twin arc wires at the end of this lecture. Okay, so that is a tandem MIG welding. It is called a tandem MIG welding. So welding current over 2 welding wires. Okay, so that will lead wire to generate a first wire that is leading. Okay, along the welding direction. First, so then needed penetration while the second wire rides on back edge of the lead weld puddle. Okay, this creates added filler metal. Okay, to increase their deposition rate. Okay. Okay, that is a tandem, high welding speed. Okay, increases in production, higher output with less input, minimum component distortion, low heat input, high deposition rate. Otherwise, you have to increase. This is the tandem MIG welding you can see here. Okay, lead and trial. Okay, 2 wire electrodes are positioned in line. So, in the direction of travel. So to increase the productivity with the robotic tandem MIG welding also is used. Okay, so deposition rate and penetration. The second electrode, trial controls the weld bead appearance. Continuously it will be on. So you can see this direction of travel, lead and the trial. Okay, both contribute to common weld puddle, but each is independently controlled by its respective power source. Okay, so require based on the application requirements. So lead and trial electrode may exhibit different operating modes. Okay. Okay. So maybe lead may be DC positive, okay, constant voltage, while the trial AC operates in the DC on the pulse mode. That is also possible. To reduce the heat in pulse, is condition is reduce the heat input. So because there are pulse current, base current. So you will be calculating mean current will be very less. So to calculate the heat input, current into voltage divided by speed or into time. VI into T or VI by S, because we are not keeping the the arc at the same place, we will be moving. That's why VI by S is meter per millimeter per or centimeter per minute. Okay, ordinary conventional 60. Here you can go up to 1 meter, 2 meter per minute. Please note the speed you can go by these processes. And show you the deposition rate. Okay, operational. So like that. Okay, so first pulse. Okay, there will be second droplets. It will be closer. The distance is shown, so it will be melting and it will be depositing it. Okay, you can see the tandem MIG. What will be the deposition rate? Okay, pounds per hour it is there. Okay, the amperage. Okay, you can go for higher amperage. So single wire, ordinary, conventional GMA, single wire you can go up to this welding with deposition rate, current up to 500, less than that. So 450, 500. Single wire summer dark, you can have a higher. The summer dark generally starts with 300 amps. Okay, so deposition rate will be higher. So summer dark we have the wire minimum maybe 3.15, starts 4, etc. Okay, the wire diameter is not less than 2 mm. Very rarely we use 2.5, and so mostly 3 mm, 3 4 mm, like that. Summer dark welding process. Okay, so tandem you can see that rate and as well as current. Okay, so now this is about the arc. Okay, to a twin arc like that. So if you want to show, just to show you that especially the twin arc process, right? I'm sorry, just it has gone out. Whatever I have set it has gone out, right? Just please. Okay. I'm sorry. Yes, it is. I kept it here. Just to show you tandem arc, right? 1 minute that the video will be. So you will be feeling really you have just understood something, right? Right? Okay. Automatic welding process. Okay. those things are not done. How now? Automatic. Okay, cold wire. Oh, right. It is there in the cell lecture too. Right. Tandem movement. I hope screen is visible. You can see that.
Tandem weld can be universally applied either for thin or for thick plate welding. Mylar trusts in the closed tandem weld process when welding dampers. The fully automated system at the Czech site of Slany is more than 30 meters long and consists of 3 working stations. Shuttle is a specialist for propulsion and maneuvering systems for vessels of all sizes and types. The structural support tube, an important propulsion component, is tandem
With
welded.
oscillation.
Faun is the most successful manufacturer of waste disposal vehicles in Europe. Faun also relies on the closed tandem process for
You can see
welding
the
waste
torque
containers.
difference. 2 wires will be coming through that. So this
In the
one is
tandem
on.
weld
You
process,
can see this
2
process.
arcs burn in a common molten pool.
Okay. So this will be very useful.
The load capacity of the new tandem torch of more than 900 ampere is the basis for excellent welding results. Tandem weld is characterized by 2 electrically separated processes which match each other perfectly. This possibility opens up a multitude of combinations. The front wire ensures a safe penetration. The back wire quickly fills big joints with filler material. The high deposition rate results in weld speed and in volume filling. Therefore, tandem weld is suitable for thin and for thick plates.
See that. Full penetration lines are there.
With tandem weld, you reduce your welding times due to the high deposition rate. You reduce the component distortion and avoid extensive reworks thanks to the low heat input. You compensate material tolerances due to the good gap bridging ability. You benefit from the wide range of applications, as tandem weld can be used for many materials and thicknesses.
See, if it is ordinary, okay, if it is V-groove, single wire is there, you have to do number of passes. So more number of passes, more the number of passes, more the heat input, more the distortion, more the residual stress. Okay, here you will be reducing it. If it is tandem wire, suppose 10 passes are required, you can reduce it to 4 or 3 based on that. So that automatically the wire, the distortion, residual stress, everything will be reduced. So that is the main advantage of this process. You can do at a shorter time.
Do you wish
Okay.
to maximize the efficiency of your weld production?
Okay, I'm sorry. So that way, this is very useful, right? Okay. I'm sorry, this is robot programming, right? I'm sorry. Welding automation, robotic welding processes, right? Okay, so it has lot of effects on the shielding gas, has lot of influence on the weld quality. So welder, the robotic welding engineer should know about the basic process, power source and wire feeder. Okay, the gases we use, how it is going to influence the metal transfer, especially. So that is very, very vital. Okay, so different gases we use. Okay, we'll see these gases, ordinary if you use, so individually if you use, how the effect of the bead. So this is in the, when the metal transfer is spray mode, you get this finger penetration. Okay, if it is fully helium, you have bottom is a round. Okay, so if it is CO2, there are spatter here. There are spatter here, more spatter in CO2, but deep penetration. Ionization voltage is very high for CO2 than this, and this is lesser than this. So here, the finger penetration, see, this is dangerous. Suppose the welding head moves slightly away from the joint path, what will happen? It will be just offset. So the one plate will be melted, the other plate will not be melted. So you can get lack of fusion. That's why we add these gases to get the bottom slightly broader like this, argon plus helium. So that even slight movement from the center path, so it will not affect the fusion. Okay, so CO2 high spatter, helium also high spatter will be there. Okay, so we can see in fillet welds also. So sometimes we use argon, oxygen here to get the bead profile, proper bead profile. Okay, argon plus CO2 for higher penetration. So higher penetration, CO2, pure CO2 is called mag welding, we get a higher penetration. Okay, these are the parameters, various parameters. So nozzle to plate distance I told 25 mm for other transfer mode. So 10 to 15 for short circuiting mode, like that. So this is the contact tube. Electrical contact occurs here. So if very high current, all those things, this wire will fuse and with this copper tube, contact tube. Okay, you have to then file and break it, then you have to take it. Okay, that whenever you use higher current, that is the burn through back, that is it will be fused with that. Okay, so this is the gas nozzle, contact tube, all those things. So electrode extension. Okay, when you increase the electrode extension, okay, here I squared R heating will take, automatically the wire will be heated, so more deposition will be there. It consumes lesser heat in the R and it will be melted more and deposited. So, but penetration will decrease. Okay, that is the effect of this resistance, especially extension of the electrode. So most of the people are not knowing about this metal transfer, especially welder and supervisor, may not know about the metal transfer modes in MIG welding. Okay, this is very essential to select the proper application for thin sheet welding, thick sheet welding, okay, positional welding. So this is very, very important. What are the different types of metal transfer modes available? There are 5 or 6 modes. I just very commonly use these 4 modes, especially spray, globular, and pulse arc and short circuiting transfer. So spray, globular, short circuiting, and pulse arc transfer. What is metal transfer? So molten metal, okay, melted from the in the electrode, especially coming out of the gun, no? So it will melt and it will pass through the arc and getting deposited on the base metal. So this is metal transfer. So it is transferred from the electrode end across the arc region to the base metal is called metal transfer. So it depends upon especially heat input, current and voltage. And it also depends upon wire diameter. Higher the wire diameter, higher the current you have to set to burn it. Okay, automatically higher the current. So that's a 1.67 diameter. Beyond that, we are not using it. 0.8, 1 mm to a 1.2, like that. Okay, so it depends on the wire diameter, all these gases. Okay, so various parameters that will influence the transfer. We have to see what is called spray mode, okay, globular mode, and short circuiting mode. The figure shows these 3 modes of metal transfer. Okay, sorry. So first one is high heat input, that is high current and high voltage, slow speed. Okay, so you can have that is result in high heat input. So the metal will automatically the wire end will melt automatically, and small droplets will fall from that. Okay, the diameter of the droplets will be smaller than the wire. Okay, even 2 to 200 droplets. Okay, per second. Think of that. And there will be a sound. No spatter at all. Spatter at all. What is spatter? The liquid metal expelled from the weld pool, which will not become a part of it. It will fall on the adjacent to the weld and solidify. Okay, that is small solid particles. So that is that spoils the surface. Also, the deposition rate will be reduced. The wire will be wasted. Okay, these are the drawbacks of metal, especially spatter. And also in case of alloy steel, this spatter will cool and heat and cool adjacent to the plate where it actually adjacent to the weld where it falls. Okay, at that location there will be melting and cooling. So if it is an alloy steel, sometimes the cooling rate is very high. Okay, then there is formation of martensitic structure. So if there is martensite, there are chances for cracking. Okay, martensite is there metallurgically, if you see, very hard and brittle structure. Okay, hardness is very high. Okay, so it will result in cracking. Austenite will transform to martensite. There will be expansion of volume. That's why there will be this type of hardness increases. Okay, so this is metallurgically, if you want to see, you can read it. Okay, this way, this is spray mode. Bush, the sound you can clearly hear, no spatter at all. But it is very hard. You cannot do overhead position or horizontal vertical positions. Only flat position you can do it. Okay, next one is the globular transfer. In this case, okay, so what happens here, a slightly lower current and voltage than the spray mode. The end of the wire will be bulging, and due to self weight, okay, so it gets detached and falls on through the arc, travels through the arc and falls on the molten pool. Okay, due to that there will be a spatter. Okay, this is globular transfer. Wire will be bulged and diameter, the droplet will be higher than the diameter of the wire, even 2 times. Okay, so droplet begins to form. Okay, in the short circuiting transfer, what will happen? Current and voltage will be low. So that's why here this is used for thin materials, this type of transfer. So first transfer spray for thick materials, you can do it. Okay, thickness, higher thickness. Okay, so here thin materials, heat and current and voltage will be very low. So wire, what will happen? Wire comes and touches the plate. When the wire touches the plate, short circuit occurs. There is a sudden surge in current. So current will increase. So when current increase, there is a pinching force which will be perpendicular to the diameter of the wire through which current is flowing. Okay, due to that pinch effect, the metal will be dropped. Okay, will detached and it is falling on the weld pool. It will be coming to the, so there will be a sudden explosion. Short circuiting, metal getting detached, then the wire will be open, arc will be open. So once again the wire comes and touches it. So this repeats. This is short circuiting mode of transfer. You can see. So these properties, so different thicknesses it will be used. You can see this mode of metal transfer. You will appreciate the really. Mostly it is technical. Okay, so processes. Engineer, welding engineer, okay, robotic welding engineer should have this. So this is okay. Metal transfer. First one is globular. The second one is spray. Third is short circuiting. Okay, just I will stop with that. See, globular, end becomes larger and self weight is getting detached. Okay, sometimes the spatter will be there. This is called globular. Are you able to see the picture, please? Okay, this is spray mode. See that small droplets continuously falling. Sorry, right? Okay, still I couldn't complete the process, right? Okay. This is short circuiting. Touches, getting detached. You can see the spatter. So this way, short circuiting transfer will be there. Okay, please. Right, I will stop it. Okay. Right. So mode of metal transfer, spray hottest, I'll just explain. Okay. So helium, argon, these gases will have influence on that. So minimum 20% argon should be there, 80% argon should be there to have a spray mode. Okay, CO2 we won't get a spray mode. Pure helium we won't get to a spray mode. So when you have a mixer, okay, 80-20, so that mixer will be very useful. Okay, so arc you can have, so these metal transfer will be, so you can see the gases effect. Globular spray transfer, mainly that also we have just explained. Okay, need not go in deep because of want of time. Okay, spray, projected spray, still higher voltage and current. Okay, it will be just like a projected spray at a higher speed. Even you can have 350 droplets, because ordinary spray 200 droplets you can go, mostly it is, and here 350 droplets per second. Okay, so current will be more 240 amps for 1.2 diameter wire, and argon 5% CO2 CLD. It is there. So these are the current level. Right. So in case of pulse, you know what will happen? I told 1 drop per pulse. So initially, so the suppose this is the background current. Okay, arc will be maintained in the background current. When current increases, the end started heating up. Okay, it gets at 3. It will be the high pressure. There is a pinching effect. The droplet will try to fall down. These are everything will happen within millisecond. Very few just. Okay. So and 3 after 3 in this metal getting detached. So when it is falls down, so this is travel and comes to the thing. So once again the cycle repeats. Please note how the metal transfer. So a lot of studies Professor Apps He was retired, so he has done a lot of work on metal studies, okay, metal transfer studies. So using VI transients, you can easily, what is the current and voltage, from that you can easily identify where the metal will be dropped, the pulse. Okay, all those things we can study that. So this is for pulse mode. So whenever there is a increase in current, pulse current, you can see there is an enlargement of the core. Just only very few seconds. You will appreciate really that pulse mode of transfer. Okay, these are the parameters. So 70S6 wire and time. See that one enlargement, metal getting getting detached. So this is the pulse mode of metal transfer. Lot of advancements are done here, have been carried out in the pulse mode. Okay, so this is the pulse transfer, right? Instead of explaining, okay, you can see the things will be better. Okay, so short circuiting mainly for thin sheets, okay, very low heat, okay, so right. Okay, cold metal transfer. Another technique, so latest technique called CMT. I think we are going to see in later stage. Here, what will happen? The drop, sorry, short circuit is lowest, lower heat. Further to reduce it, okay, to avoid spatter, okay. So what will happen here in this process, cold metal transfer, we have a torch separated, torch itself 10 lakhs, okay. So here what this is supplied by Fronius, they developed by Fronius, okay. So this in this process, when that is called dip transfer or short circuit transfer, when the wire touches it, before getting detached, the wire will be pulled back, so that smoothly the metal droplet will be joining to the molten pool. So that's why they avoid spatter. Only even some cases we can't see a spatter. Okay, we have to control the parameters properly. Then we can definitely no spatter. So that is called cold metal transfer. I can just show you so that you will have full idea about MIG welding, complete idea. Some of the advancements. You have seen twin wire. Okay.
Making the impossible possible. With CMT, cold metal transfer. Doing the impossible more precisely. With CMT Advanced.
You can see that.
Integrated within the process. In addition,
See that it is
CMT
pulled back.
Advanced also reverses the polarity in the short-circuiting phase. The arc remains stable, and the deposition rate is up to 60% higher. Combined with positively charged pulsing cycles, the process makes it possible to join super high-strength steels with complete process reliability. That's CMT Pulse Advanced. Another advantage, excellent gap bridgeability on light and ultralight gauge joints. This is a good, with CMT, Fronius is doing pioneering work. Spatter-free welding. Reliable steel to aluminium joints. Crash test safe. Making the impossible possible. And shifting the limits. Like with CMT Pin and CMT Print.
Okay, anyway, just I'll stop it because. So here, further advancement in CMT, we are changing the polarity also using the pulse. Okay, so initially it will be positive and negative. That is advanced. That is called CMT advanced processes. So lot of things have been developed. Okay, Fronius, I visited last year Austria, where they have 3 days training, program. They invited us. So we have seen the latest developments in MIG welding, TIG welding, plasma, and robotic hybrid welding, all those things. So Mr. Nitin, he will be taking about these hybrid processes. Okay, laser plus MIG welding. Okay, plasma plus MIG welding, like that. That is continuously two process in that. That is hybrid processes. Okay, so that is you will be taking it. I'm just giving, it's a really basic process. If I teach, okay, then it will be useful. Laser plus MIG welding. Okay, that is also, that is hybrid welding, one of the electron beam plus MIG welding, like that. These are all hybrid process. I'm not going to touch upon, your time is not there. So laser beam welding. Okay, yesterday I told about what is laser, what is electron beam, etc. So these gases, okay, for to get a spray mode, 80% organisms very commonly use 80-20 CO2 for penetration. Okay, so spray mode 80 because otherwise pure CO2 lot of spatter. So you can have a spatter less 80-20, good penetration, deeper penetration. Okay, at the bottom will be okay. Both non-ferrous, ferrous materials are used. Okay, this 100% argon very commonly for aluminum, copper, and nickel alloys. Okay, this is 100% pure argon shielding aluminum with the presence of oxide, which helps to give a strong, deeply penetrating arc. Okay, that's the nickel alloys also. They are very sluggish. Okay, the flow will be very low. That is sluggish. Okay, and together with the copper alloys, so benefit from the addition of helium to the shielding, because helium will increase the heat content. Actually, helium arc will be hotter than the argon arc. Okay, that's why it is added to melt it and faster. Argon helium mixer. These are okay. Helium is costlier, lighter, and yesterday I told you. So you have to give a higher flow rate than argon. Argon, suppose 7 meter cube cylinder, general capacity is 7 meter cube stored in that. Okay, that is costly 2,200 ordinary commercial grade. Research grades also there. So in helium, just it will be more than 10,000 rupees. See that, and it is lighter. Helium balloons, you might have heard about it. So if the gas, when you pass down, it goes up. So it goes up definitely. So that's why you have to give more flow rate, more costlier, more flow rate for the same protection. Argon will be heavier than air, it goes down, it won't go up. So that's where they mix it together and they can use it. 20% argon should be there, okay, here for a stable spray condition. Okay, pure helium will not support spray transfer. Okay, right? Am I right? Any questions, please? Anything you want to ask me? Okay. Okay,
Sir, Murugan sir, so another 10 minutes is left,
okay.
sir.
So, okay, I'll just finish it up and I'll go to the another process, right? Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This is taking more time. Okay, cold metal transfer. There are other advancement of this process similar to CMT. Similar to CMT, we have Rapidar. Okay, Rapidar. There, instead of pulling the wire, they control the pulsing. Okay, so that automatically the plasma goes back, so that less spatter will be achieved. So they developed this type of Rapidar. Okay, Lincoln, I think, not Lincoln. So other they have developed this process, especially and just the process. Okay, CMT. Just now we have seen the CMT process, right? And this is the transfer. Okay, and especially CMT, the wire will be pulled negative. Okay, so velocity will be negative, then velocity will be positive. That is in CMT process. Rapidar. Okay, this is another. They refine the pulse. Okay, and in that, okay, you can see the pulse will be there in that pulse diagram. So the arc will be automatically go back at that junction. Okay, I'll just show you. Oh yes. Okay, working. It's halting now. Okay, just it's not responding my PowerPoint because we have moved very fast. Okay, so that's why this process. One more process, robotic arm. That is with the robotic arm we can do friction stir welding. Okay, I just have a lot of slides for friction stir welding. That is very common. You can just is rapid arc. Rapid arc. I don't have rapid arc. Right. Okay, I will just go to the other process, friction stir welding process. Right.
Sai Srikanth, sir. Sir, kindly mute your audio, sir, please.
Okay. So this friction stir welding process, you can see, right? So it's a solid state process. Okay, two pieces will be joined, and there will be an axial load, downward force, and there will be a rotation. The tool will be non-consumable tool. It will be rotated. Yesterday I just explained that. Okay, so you can see a robotic arm. Okay, just having this. The process here, the robot should have higher force. Okay, when you compare with so it should be higher, rigid, and all those things. Here it is required. So giving just 1 minute, this will be there. You can see that how sturdy it is, because the toolkit, everything is available. You can buy it, okay, and the robo you can buy it separately, and you can use it combined condition. You can see this two plates butt against each other. Okay, the tool will be plunged inside and rotated and plunged, and after sufficient heat, just there will be a dwell time, then it will move. It will be traverse, so that you get the joint. You can have 2D profile. Any profile you can have 2D profile, but with a robotic arm you can have 3D profile. That is advantage. Ordinary, if it is a 2D manipulator, so you can have 2D profile. But a robotic arm, we have a 6 degrees of freedom, so you can have move. But we see the provision. There will be a load will be perpendicular to that, so it will be able to withstand that load. So with that, okay, it is just robotic welding, especially this process. Nowadays, lot of applications have come here, especially robotic welding. FSW also, you can weld 75 mm thick aluminum plates. They developed 75 mm thick aluminum plates. Initially, it was developed for aluminum. Those alloys to 500 series and especially 700 and 200 series, some of the alloys which are not weldable by fusion weldable, there are a lot of cracks, solidification cracks, and other problem. So those are welded, not melting, only solid state process. So for that they developed this 1991. So they developed TWI UK. They developed this process. Okay, right. So this process was developed UK. So the sequence of process is pin will be rotated and it will be plunged at the starting point. Then due to rotation and frictional force, heat will be produced. Heat due to the surface, the solder touching the job and pin touching the plate. Okay, that will be heated. So due to that heat and also it is rotated, so it becomes soft and it will be plasticized. The material will be plasticized and it will be forced. When you start moving it, the plastic material will be pulled from the advancing side to retreating side. So when it comes to the retreating side, then it will be forged to get the joint. Okay, that is up to this, then it will be retrieved. Tool will be retrieved, you will get a hole. It can be removed by proper other technique, by a run-off plate or other techniques. You can do it. So a lot of advancements have taken place in this process. Okay, process modification. Instead of just only one side, so you can weld from both sides. Okay, bobbin will be there, you can weld from both sides. A lot of advancements, and you can have a different rotational. First, some clockwise and anti-clockwise. You can have reverse of the tool rotation. So many advancements have taken place. I attended a single conference, 6th International Conference at Belgium last year, only for friction stir welding and processing. Okay, so that way is a lot of regularly it is conferences are going on once in 2 years. Okay, next year in Germany it is there. Okay, like that it is conducted. Okay, what is the time? Okay, I will stop now. because want of time I can't give it. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So
So
now
audience,
I
so
will
if you have any doubt, participants, if you have any doubt, you can ask now, or please type in the chat box so that the speaker can answer for your queries.
mostly technical. I'm sorry. This is the mostly useful for mechanical engineers and other robotics engineers also when they really work on welding. More scope is there for research, right? Programming still very few only developed. If you give a diagram of the component in wire or additive manufacturing, it has to program, it has to do welding complete and product basically come out. Okay, so much things can be done, vision system, all those things, right? Please ask me any questions, please. Very known friends are there. I thank you really for, I appreciate your okay passion hearing because it is continuously lecture. Okay, we cannot interact, then it will be delayed, right? I thought of asking questions in half an hour. Okay, putting in a Google form, right? You can answer and we can say how many of you answered or not, right? That is also I thought of, but time is not sufficient.
Sir, there is a question in the chat box, sir.
Yes, please.
Globular, pulse, short, CMT, rabbit arc. A good comparison, please.
Or a good comparison, please. Okay.
Yeah.
So short circuit is the lowest heat input. CMT still lowest. You can have a higher speed than short circuit. CMT deposition rate also high, less distortion, less because heat is less. Okay. Rapid arc more or less similar, but there is a here CMT they are pulling it back. I could observe only it is my observation. So you can reduce the spatter. I have not seen the rapid arc, but they can reduce the spatter also in rapid arc. CMT we have seen some of them no spatter at all. Okay, it is just a companies. I'm not talking about that. They are good. They are not bad like that. Okay, so and pulse is mainly, so these are rapid and CMT are only pulse control. Okay, ordinary pulse, just an advancement of ordinary conventional steady current. Generally, this MIG welding only DC current because arc stability is good. Okay, that's why we use DC. Okay, in DC current, okay, normal. So that will be for difference between normal and the pulse. Okay, that is current wise. Okay, we can reduce the heat input. We can pulse transfer. We can weld thin plate to thick plate. But in case of spray, only thick plates. Ordinary plates burn through. Okay, other modes you can go for different positional welding. Okay, but spray is not possible. So it also influenced by the gases. Okay, so spray you want to spray minimum 80% argon is required. So globular helium, pure globular, pure helium, you won't get spray as per the things observed. Okay, so I think it is sufficient.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So I think there is no more questions. Maybe we can wind up this session 1 on day 2. Sir, thank you, Murugan sir, for your useful insights about different robot welding process. The session is very informative. Thank you so much, sir. So now we can take a break. So participants, please join at 11:30. So the speaker is ready already. So please join without delay, much delay. So please join at 11:30. Thank you. So please fill the feedback form, which is in the chat box and also which is in your WhatsApp group also. So please fill the feedback form without fail. Thank you. So we'll see after 11:30. Thank you all. Murugan sir, thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.